Let's get an update now on the flooding and that wild weather that we've seen in New South Wales. Debbie Platz is a Deputy Commissioner with the state's SES and joins us now. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Emma, for having us. It's been quite a wild weekend of weather. We've had wind, rain, snow and some severe storms, and now we're going into some fairly significant flooding.
Well, I want to start first of all with the 26-year-old Chinese national who went missing Saturday with her vehicle. She was swept away in floodwaters in the Hunter. Do you have an update on the search for her?
Well, we have specialist flood rescue operators who are trained to search for people and to rescue people in these types of events. They have been out with other emergency services, being led by the New South Wales Police in this search. Unfortunately, to date, we have not been able to locate the woman. However, at first light today, the searchers will return in an effort to locate her.
We saw such extreme weather over the weekend. Did you expect any of it, or was some of it still a surprise, even with all the warnings that were issued?
So weather is very unpredictable. We did have some warnings of some of the events that were going to occur over the weekend, but there were some severe storms that occurred that really just popped out of nowhere, really. So particularly the severe storm that hit southwest Rocks, where roofs were torn off houses and properties. There's been some significant damage there. That was an unexpected thunderstorm that occurred. But elsewhere, we were ready for it, and we were warning communities to expect the extreme weather that we had on the weekend. And of course, we're not out of the woods yet, because after the rain, of course, comes the flooding. And so we do have some areas that are expected to have major flooding over today and potentially into tomorrow. So those particular watch points are the Peel and Namoi Rivers, so around Tamworth, Manila and Gunnedah. And then that has led to isolations and also some road closures. So the Oxley Highway between Gunnedah and Tamworth is also closed at the moment. And then we have in the Hunter region around Raymond Terrace, we have issued a warning there for people to evacuate. Some of those areas possibly will be inundated or isolated, but we currently have 58 warnings in place. So right across the east coast of New South Wales and out onto the Northern Tablelands. So people really need to check what's happening in their area. And of course, the best way to do that is to download the Hazards Near Me app or to check our New South Wales SES website.
How many call-outs have you had over the course of the weekend?
So it's been a very busy weekend. We've had over 1,500 volunteers from the SES, but we've also been joined by our emergency services partners. And we've had over 3,500 calls into our operations centre, and our amazing volunteers have attended over 2,000 jobs. Most of those relate at this stage to storm damage, so trees that have come down, damage to houses such as leaking roofs, and in some cases roofs being torn off houses.
Have you had any people injured in this storm damage at all?
We haven't had any reports of any serious injuries at all, so we are very grateful that the community does heed our warnings and does stay inside whenever they possibly can.
You mentioned a lot of people are isolated now, many evacuated or warned to evacuate. Do you know how many people that's now affecting?
It's a very widespread event, and as I mentioned, there's 58 warnings in place. So it covers people from the east coast right out to Gunnedah, Tamworth. So it's a significant area, which is why we need people to actually check those warnings. But just to give you an example, at the Gunnedah flooding, we do expect around 20 homes to be inundated.
Okay, Debbie Platz, Deputy Commissioner with the SES, thanks for joining us this morning, and we'll obviously hope that everything goes well for you and all the communities too.
Thank you.